Join me as I dive into the claims made by the Black Hebrew Israelites and see if I can debunk their Bible interpretations once and for all. The Black Hebrew Israelites, also known as the Hebrew Israelites or simply Black Israelites, have gained significant attention in recent years for their unique interpretations of the Bible. They claim that they are the true descendants of the ancient Israelites and that their identity has been hidden or lost over time. This idea has sparked intense debate and curiosity among many people, and today, we're going to take a closer look at some of their most controversial Bible claims. One of the most significant claims made by Black Hebrew Israelites is that the true Israelites are not the Jewish people we know today, but rather people of African descent. They point to various passages in the Bible, such as Psalm 68:31 and Joel 3:6, which mention the Prince of Egypt and the sons of Zion, and argue that these refer to people of African descent. However, mainstream biblical scholars interpret these passages differently, often seeing them as references to the ancient kingdoms of Egypt and Ethiopia, or as metaphorical expressions. Another claim made by Black Hebrew Israelites is that the white people of European descent are actually the descendants of the biblical figure, Esau, and are therefore not part of the true Israelite lineage. They base this on passages like Genesis 25:25, which describes Esau as red and hairy, and argue that this matches the physical characteristics of European people. But traditional scholars see Esau as a figure representing the Edomites, a neighboring nation to Israel, and not as a reference to a specific racial or ethnic group. The Black Hebrew Israelites also argue that many biblical events and figures have been misinterpreted or mistranslated, leading to a supposed concealment of their true identity. They point to what they see as inconsistencies and contradictions in the traditional biblical narrative, and claim that their own interpretations offer a more authentic understanding. However, these claims are often based on unconventional translations or interpretations of biblical texts, which are not widely accepted by mainstream scholars. The Black Hebrew Israelites also place great emphasis on certain biblical figures, such as King David and the prophets, who they believe have been misunderstood or misrepresented in traditional interpretations. They argue that these figures were actually advocating for the rights and identity of African people, and that their messages have been lost or distorted over time. The Hebrew Israelite narrative often cites the destruction of the temple and the scattering of the Israelites as evidence of their lost identity. They argue that this event led to their ancestors being dispersed across the globe, losing their connection to their Israelite heritage. This historical context is crucial to understanding their claims, but traditional scholars see this event as a pivotal moment in Jewish history, leading to the diaspora of Jewish people. Traditional scholars also point to the extensive historical records and archaeological findings that confirm the Jewish people's continuous presence in the region, contradicting the Black Hebrew Israelites' narrative. Moreover, the Jewish people's maintenance of their distinct cultural and religious practices over centuries further supports the conventional understanding of their identity. When examining the Black Hebrew Israelites' claims, it's essential to consider the scriptural context. Many of their interpretations rely on selective readings of the Bible, often disregarding the broader narrative and the historical context in which the texts were written. A more nuanced understanding of biblical scholarship and historical context reveals that their claims are not supported by the majority of evidence. So, what evidence counters the claims made by Black Hebrew Israelites? One key piece of evidence is the extensive documentation of Jewish history and culture, which provides a clear and continuous record of the Jewish people's identity and practices over thousands of years. Additionally, the vast majority of biblical scholars and experts in related fields have extensively studied and debated these topics, and their consensus does not support the Black Hebrew Israelites' claims. In evaluating the Black Hebrew Israelites' assertions, it's crucial to approach the topic with a critical and open-minded perspective, considering multiple viewpoints in the evidence at hand. This allows for a more informed understanding of the complexities surrounding these claims and their implications for broader theological discussions. To wrap up, we've explored some of the key claims made by Black Hebrew Israelites, including their identity as the true descendants of the ancient Israelites, and the controversy surrounding their interpretations of the Bible. Understanding these claims and their implications is essential for engaging in meaningful discussions about theology and biblical interpretation. If you've got thoughts on this topic, I'd love to hear them. Leave a comment below and let's keep the conversation going. And if you're interested in more content like this, be sure to check out my other video on related topics, and I'll catch you in the next one.